Hi y'all, it's Jay Chardonnay and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, hi. If you're not new here, hi. Boy, oh boy, do I have a story time for you. And what's crazy is this story time wasn't even supposed to take place until a while ago. Like, not so a while ago. It wasn't supposed to take place until much later because I had other story times to tell. There's an airplane. Okay. I had other story times to tell before I even touched this particular topic. But we're going to talk about it because something recently just happened really big. And I'm like, you know what? If I can, I'm going to try and monetize off of this because I'm sure this is not going to be the first time that something like this is going to keep happening to me. So, we're just going to jump right into it. I want to preface this by saying I am not bitter. I don't care. I just want better. You know, like, I just want certain people to do better and they just won't do better. So, like, I'll wipe my hands from it, but I don't wish no ill will towards anybody in this story time, especially the main person of the story time. So, we're going to start off with one of my children's father. His name, we're going to call him Mater. If you know me personally, you know why I'm calling him Mater. We're going to call him Mater. Now, when you think of Mater in your head, yes. So we're going to call him Mater. And I'm just going to give you guys like a background of our relationship. Because like, I don't want to say it was all bad because it wasn't all bad. It was just, you just can't keep trusting a liar, right? Sorry y'all, I'm trying to film this before the light go down. It's only 13:11. It's only 1:11. Like, I just feel like in California right now, the sun is going down way too fast. But okay. So, in the beginning, he found me at a really, really tough time. And this is why I wanted to wait to tell the story about him much later into when I'm done, like when I'm telling my story times. Because like certain things led up to this. Like there was a lot going on. But I'm just going to try and preface this as much as possible. But he caught me at a really bad time. Me and my now ex-husband, we were in the process of our divorce. I was like 8 or 9 weeks pregnant with my son, and that's when I met my daughter's father, Mater. So like I said, he caught me at a really rough time where I was extremely vulnerable. And even though like I'm typically pretty strong, you could still tell when somebody, you know, might not be in the best predicaments for them to start dating or whatever. Did I adhere to that? No, I didn't. I just jumped into it because I didn't want to be alone during my pregnancy. I wanted a yes man, and he was very much a yes man. Like, he would do pretty much like anything I would say to him to do. Like, I had the penis in the relationship. We're gonna call a spade a spade. Like, there was an ongoing joke between me and my friends that I had to give him an allowance. Like, that's how the relationship was. So I want to make different story times for what occurred in this relationship. So I'm just gonna kind of break it down just a little bit. Or like just give you like the surface level, because then we can like really dive back into it. But I really had to get this shit out. Today. So I caught him cheating a few times. And the very first time that really I was just like, what did I just get myself into? I want to say I was like maybe like 7 months pregnant. I was 7 to like 8 months pregnant. Had to have been. Like, I was pretty big. And I had bought him a new phone, so he left his old phone at our apartment, well, my apartment, but he left it at the apartment when he was at work or something. But it just kept going off because it was still connected to Wi-Fi. I don't check phones, so for it to go off and for me to go get it, it was going off quite often. Like, it was like notification after notification. So I checked the notifications, because normally, like, if somebody does like text or call or something, I would tell him like, hey, this is what's happening, so and so's trying to get a hold of you, so when I was checking it, it was like a lot of like Snapchat notifications. And everyone knows Snapchat is like the whore app. Like, you don't go on Snapchat to really do anything unless you're like posting your pictures and going. Snapchat is such a whore app, but I use it to post my fashion. So I check it, and there was like this, there was a few girls, but there was one particular girl, and basically she knew about me. He told her about me but they still continued to have like an online relationship, right? Mind you, at any capacity, you're cheating. Like if you have to hide it, you can't tell me what's really going on, you're cheating. You're cheating. So I see some of their conversation. Some of it is like, she said at one point, she said, I can't fall in love with you because you're with her and da 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 da. And he's just like eating this up. Like it's like feeding his ego. I mean, the man was just trifling. The man was trifling, right? So it was like stuff like that was happening through our relationship. I remember he was like showering one time, and I had an urge to like go through his phone. So I went through it. This is like the one time I'd be going through his phone, right? So I went through his phone, and there were some skeptical things. And when I was like trying to get to the bottom of it after he got out, he was like, this is what made me realize everything else before, you were definitely cheating. Because he said, the one time I'm telling you the truth and you don't believe me. Bitch, what you mean the one time? Like, it was just like stuff like that. I was being a dumb bitch. I didn't want to be alone. I let it slide or whatever. But like, that's how I, like when he said that, that's how I knew everything else that I had seen and gone through with him prior to that. You were being disgusting. You were being nasty. Mind you too, I don't want to say like I didn't like him or love him like that. Cause like I loved him enough to like to keep him around. So, you know, if he was sad, I loved him enough to be faithful. I will say that. I loved him enough to be faithful. So even when like I didn't want to necessarily be touched or I just didn't want to talk to whatever, I wasn't trying to talk to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. No, that was you. You weren't satisfied, which is crazy because you're the one who needs everybody, not me. So yeah, stuff like that happened. And when that day where I saw what was happening in the Snapchat or whatever, I called up one of my homegirls at the time. That is a whole different story time for her. Called up one of my homegirls, was like, look, I'm coming over. I can't deal with this. I took all his shit out my room. I like threw it in the living room, whatever. You gotta go. You gotta get out. Mind you, I'm like 7-8 months pregnant. Like, you just gotta go. I don't got time for this. And the man had his mother call me. And his mother is a very, she's a very important character in this story. Because we're gonna get there. Just know she is a very important character in this story. So, his mother is calling me like, he's just dumb, he's stupid, you're the best thing that's ever happened to him. Mind you, this is the same woman who's like, you know what? I'll get ahead of myself. She was calling me on some of that kind of stuff, like, oh, he's just being dumb, let me talk to him, let me da-da-da. So we did end up staying together after, you know, a little bit of while, but he just kept doing things. And the issues with him was he was extremely broke. Extremely broke. Very, very broke. No money. Broke. Now, I'm not one to judge and pocket watch, but I'm paying all the bills here. I mean, you on your last every single time because you can't budget right. You just be spending on the most unnecessary things that you don't use. Why did that man have me spend, not even have me spend, because he was supposed to take care of the payments. He spent like $1,500 on a fucking vacuum that he barely knows how to use. Well, we had a fucking Roomba in my name. Like, he had no money. He had piss poor credit. It was like it was such a bad move. It was such a bad move for me. And I acknowledge that and I know that. But it was such a bad move. So, with that being said, we ended up getting back together, whatever. And he just kept getting caught. And like, not even just like cheating per se. But he's the kind of he's the kind of boy that would just lie. Like, lie all of the time. Like, you could walk outside and be like, oh, the sky is pretty gray today. Nah, that's purple. Why are you lying? It's right there. Like, it is literally, he would lie about the smallest things and it would throw me so off. Like, it was crazy. I'm just like, I don't understand why you feel like you have to lie to me. I could put so much of his embarrassing business out there, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna stick to the main topic, right? So that happens. Mind you, by this time, I'm already like kind of falling out of love with him. Like, I don't want anything to really deal with you. I don't want anything to do with you. So we break up, and my first love, the guy from the crazy ass fucking story time about homegirl pulling up at Chipotle, he came into my life around that time. This was around like the holidays. So I get with him, and mind you, I had never cheated on Mater. Never spoken to anybody when I was with Mater. Like, I never did anything. I guess it was just maybe like the timing because I moved on so quick. But I was already out of love with you. You weren't doing, I mean, just so useless. So useless. So freaking useless. The only thing he could do was drive. That was about it. Just useless. So, I was so turned off from him. I was not from him at all. So I broke up. I did my thug thizzle real quick. Like, I have nothing left for you. And that, like I'm skipping so much. There was so much that happened, but I'm trying to get to what happened literally like 3 days ago. So, boom. We break up or whatever. So now some time is moving on, right? I'm hearing things now from my first child's father calling me like, hey, you need to go get Mater because he on some weird shit, right? I'm like, what you talking about? He like, I mean, you don't really hear this from me, but you know, he talking about some getting a lawyer to take the kids away, like going half to get the kids. Mind you, it's been to this day like two years, almost, yeah, 2 years since I've been with Mater. Even before I met him, his family home has no plumbing. You have no plumbing. I'm confused as to why you think the court would ever. I don't know why you would ever think you would get full custody of my children. You have no stable job. You have no job, actually. I think you just got a job. You move everywhere. You have no car, actually, because the car you're driving is mine, which is a whole nother story. But, like, you're not stable at all. I'm so confused. You can't even provide for. Where's she gonna go when you gotta go work? Because she's not staying with your mother. I'll tell you that. Not in that house with no plumbing, smelling like cat piss. No. Hell no. My children live up to a certain standard. My children are very, very bougie. You're not gonna send my baby back with lice. Sorry, not gonna happen. So, he calls me saying, I'm like, at this point, when I found out that he was trying to tag team with my ex to try and take my children away from me, which they will never, they can't do that. My children are not abused. Them kids eat steak and crab legs on a daily basis. Like, those kids are super, super spoiled. They love it here. I love them. They don't even like being away from me. Like, my kids are some mama's kids. Like, they have a good life here. You're doing this because you're bitter. That's why you're doing this. So, but when I heard that, I got so angry because I was just like, I had just gotten like so angry because I'm like, I let you leave with my car. I let you leave with my PS5. I let you leave with my phone. I let you leave with all the clothes that I bought you, all the shoes that I bought you, all the little accessories I bought you. Everything that you own at this point, I financed. That's me. I paid for it. There's a reason why you couldn't take any furniture, because you didn't pay for a fuck ass thing in my home. You didn't do anything. I'm confused. So, I got mad because I'm like, I don't even make the man pay child support. Like, so I'm confused as to how I'm such this bad person and you want to take my babies away from their mother. And I've been so graceful with you. I have been so grateful and so graceful and so patient with you. And that's what you're trying to do. I don't go around social media talking shit about you. I don't post on no Snapchat, no Twitter, no Instagram, no nothing, no Facebook, no nothing about you. I don't talk to my family about you. When they ask about you, I say, I don't know. I don't know. I have not spoken to him. You're the one who does not call to check up on his daughter. Your role as a father has nothing to do with me, realistically. When you want to speak to your children, you speak to your children. I should not have to force you to do that. I work in the U.S. Navy, and I'm a full-time mom at that too. You think I'm worried about trying to contact you on my free time. You haven't even called or asked to schedule a time to see your child. But you want to... I've been so graceful and so freaking lenient, okay? My credit went down because of him, because of that car, because he can't afford to keep it up. But we gonna get there. Mind you, I bought that man a Dodge Charger. I know, boo. I know. I'm a fucking idiot. I know. So boom. Here is where the story really begins. So that was just all that before. That was just me giving you like a preface of who he is as a person. Very, very vindictive and extremely manipulative. This is crazy. What he has done to make me make this story time. Extremely manipulative. Like, and it's crazy because he's actually, Mater is very, very slow. Mater is not that smart. He's not that bright. And for him to be this smart when it comes to manipulation, because it's like he doesn't know what he's doing, but he knows what he's doing. It's like when people can naturally sing. You don't know nothing technical about singing. You just know you can do it, and you can do it pretty good. You know? That's how he is. You can't ask him to pay to oh my God, the man didn't even know how to sign himself up for school. He kept asking me to do it, or he still hasn't gotten his license fixed because that shit is suspended, and I've given him step by step on what to do, and he has yet to do it. So I mean, he's dumb in every other aspect except when he has no place to rest his head at. Then suddenly he's the smartest manipulator on God's green earth. So let's get into the fun part. I get a rent, mind you too, this has been some time now, okay? I'm in a happy, healthy relationship right now. I am with my baby for life. Love him dearly. I know you're watching. Hi, honey bear. Hey, sticker butt. So I've moved on. I've never been bitter. I've never been fuck you, I hope you die. I've never been like that, okay? I'm not going to bother forcing anybody to take care of their children, especially when they're well and taken care for by me, okay? I don't have babies if I can't afford to have them by myself. That's for sure. So, happy, healthy relationship. I'm not worried about what he's got going on. Before I get into this message, there was once a previous message to this, and the girl texted me and was like, "Hey, is Mater your fiance? Because he's in my DMs." And then she sends me like screenshots. Like, she's like, don't you got a fiance? Excuse me, I burped. She was like, don't you got a fiance? It was like, no. What about your kids? She basically didn't believe him, and she found me, right? So that to me was like, damn, I'm actually really gonna have to deal with this like forever. Like, at least with like my son's father, I don't have to worry about this. Like, he's not, mind you, my son's father is black and my daughter's father is white. So, and me and my son's father is a whole different story time. But with this one, I'm just like, you don't know when to stop. That's your issue. You don't know when to stop, and you don't know how to not be you, if that makes sense. Like, you don't know how to not be manipulative. You don't know how to just tell the truth. So, but he was telling the truth in this case. She didn't believe him, whatever. I was like, nah, girl. That's all you. If you want him, take him. I want to be a part of that. And she's like, oh, okay, just checking, right? Nothing came of it. She still said, nah. That's crazy, because even she still said, wait, let me see if I can find it. I can't find it, and I'm wasting time because it's the lighting. I'm on lighting this time. But she basically was like, yeah, no, I'm still not going to talk to him. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, girl, you do you, right? But it still dawned on me, it's just like, damn, like, I'm going to have to deal with this shit. Okay, so so yeah, that was like it for me with that one. So boom, some time goes by. Okay, I'm gonna preface this too. None of his family is blocked. I'm still friends with all of his family on Facebook. Like, I didn't block them from my number. I was busy. I'm busy. I don't like it when people think they can just call me just to call me. Especially if you're not my grandma, my mama, my boyfriend, or anybody who's watching my kids. You can't just randomly freaking call me. Like, You better text first or something. But you don't just randomly call me because I'd be busy. So none of them are blocked or anything. I get a message from, we're gonna call her Whiskey. We're gonna call her Whiskey. Even though it's like a kind of like a manly name, but no, it's because she's like real strong. Like, not strong in that way, but like she don't play. She gonna make you feel what she's saying, and she gonna hurt your feelings too, and she don't care. Like, we can call her Whiskey. So boom, I get a message from this girl named Whiskey, and it's not even a message, it's a voice message, right? So at first I'm thinking something about my boyfriend. Like, I'm thinking somebody coming to me woman to woman, and I'm like, you know. So I'm thinking somebody coming to me woman to woman about my boyfriend, and I listened to the voice message, and I don't think I want to play it, but they're two 1 minute, so two voice messages, 1 minute voice messages. So basically she's like, you know, look, long story short, you don't know me, but I know you, and I'm the one that when you called him, he was like, whose house are you at? He was over my house. Pause there. I had called him one time because he was late on his car payment, super late, and I'm like, you're not telling me anything. You're not communicating with me. I don't know anything. I don't know if you're running late because you got in a freaking accident. I don't know anything. But he's always late. So at this point, I didn't even care to, like, I was mad enough because you're like way behind, and I keep getting calls about it. I don't have trust me, I have the funds, but I don't have the extra funds for you to finance your happy-go-lucky lifestyle. No. So when I called him about it, he was like in a background that didn't look like a trailer park. And I'm not saying that to be rude, but that's where he came from. Even though it's not technically a trailer park, it's just a really rundown home. But I didn't see the rundownness in the back. I saw this. Really nice, right? So I know you're not at your home. And I'm like, look, wherever you are, please wear protection. Do not knock that girl up because you can't even afford your child now. So he's like, yeah, of course. Mind you, I know Mater. You're not wrapping shit the fuck up. I'm not even sure anything could fit. Anyways. So I get the message or whatever. She's like, can you just shed some light on who he is? Because I just keep catching him in lies. I'm getting super turned off by what he's telling me and the things that him and his mama are saying about you. I'm taking it with a grain of salt because it's like none of that. It doesn't make any sense to me. I just don't understand. And I'm like, I'm so glad somebody finally seeing what I've been going through. Like, he's not actually a good person at heart. Like, he's not. He finds places where women are doing good. They're doing good in life. They got their own place, own shit, whatever. And he comes and tries to crash there. He's very much a, I'm just going to mess with you so I can live here. That's the kind of person he is. Like, ugh, disgusting. So she's like, you know, yeah, long story short though, you know, he got me pregnant after 2 months. And I'm not judging her. But after 2 months is wicked. That's wicked. But I'm not going to judge her. I don't know what words were said, how things were, what the MO was. I don't know. But all I know is she's after 2 months. They've only been talking for 2 months. He knocked her up, right? All right, cool. She's like, and depending on, like, you know, the things that I finally can get some clarity on, like, that just will tell me if I should, like, you know, keep this baby or whatever. And me, to be honest, I'm the kind of person that's also, like, if I have to question it this bad, like, where I have to go to an ex of the person that I'm with to figure out, like, what is the whole MO, what's the real deal, I'm getting rid of that thing. I'm sorry, I'm pro-choice like crazy. I would get rid of it. So yeah, she basically hit me up on some, you know, like, depending on what happens with this baby, you know, or what happens with this conversation, it's gonna make my decision. And in my head, I'm already like, you know what, if you already have to do all this, get rid of it, right? So I sent her my number. I'm like, you know what, I understand, because I would have wanted somebody to I would have wanted somebody to help me get out of that situation had I would have known. And so when I was talking, before I even like really talked to her, I talked to my mom and stuff, and she was like, I wouldn't answer her. I wouldn't answer her. She's dumb enough to do that. But I didn't think that way. It was very much, I would want somebody to tell me this isn't a good idea. Like, I would want my mother, or not my mother, I'm sorry. I would want, like, if I'm reaching out and clearly I'm in distress about the whole situation or whatever, like, I'd want somebody to tell me the full truth, because I need to know, at least. Like, give me the option off the truth to either want to keep it or stay or whatever, you know? So we talk, right? Everything that boy told her was an absolute lie. And what made it worse was that he even had his mother convinced to talk shit about me, like so convinced about me being a terrible person that now you're talking shit to somebody who doesn't know me from a can of nothing. Come on. Let's be real here. So Whiskey was smart enough to be like, you know, something not right. Like, you only getting your son's side of the story. You're not getting her side of the story. Ain't nobody talked to her. He even said he talked to her like a long time ago. Like, so we're just gonna go over some lies that he told her, okay? And every lie that I'm saying, I'm gonna tell the truth and the whole, like, what it was. So the first lie that he told her, well, not technically, he did not tell her, he just withheld the information, was that we were not, he held the fact that we were engaged from her. We were engaged, okay? Technically, I was still legally married because I was going through divorce, but we were going to wait until after it got finalized, which it been got finalized. But something told me, no, this isn't who you need to be marrying any fucking ways. So we were engaged. We got engaged like right around Christmas time frame, kind of, sort of. Yeah, like last year though, obviously. Or maybe it was like Halloween-ish. I actually can't even remember how he proposed. I don't remember, because it was like really, really whack. But yeah, so we were engaged. So that was one withholded lie. That was a withholded lie. We're gonna call it withholded lie. Okay, so another one. So after we said that, another one was that was his car, not his car. I own that car. That car is in my name. That Dodge Charger, yeah, baby, that's me. That's me. That's my car. So he told her that was his car, not his car. I paid for it because his credit was super, super weak, and he wouldn't be able to get one out in California. Mind you, we're all from Virginia. So in California, you were not able to get one. He said that the game system was the PS5. I bought it. It's mine. And I was actually going to buy myself a new one. Well, actually, I technically got it for Christmas, but I got it like peak when it was there. So I spent like $1,200 on it when I could have waited another year. And, you know, yeah, no. Mind you, too, I'm getting that PS5 back. She's sending it to me if her friend doesn't buy it off of me. But she's gonna send it to me, and she was, that's a whole different story, but it's a different story because we're gonna get to it. So she's, yeah, that probably is he never explained to her that I pretty much pay all the bills that we were attached to, and I'm still paying off his phone. So yeah, even though just because he cut the line off and got his own line doesn't mean you're paying for the phone. I'm still paying for the phone. I still have your name in my T-Mobile app. So, still paying that off or whatever. The engagement ring that he bought was in my name. He used my information to finance the ring. But his biggest lie yet was saying that I don't let him speak to his daughter. I want to preface this by saying, too, that me and my son's father got into it real bad, if you catch my drift. I didn't even do that to him. So what makes you think I'm gonna go out my way to make you not see your daughter? I'm a phone call away. So it was like big grand lies like that. Oh, and that I cheated on him. I was sleeping with people. That was a lie. Apparently that was being told. I was sleeping with people. Right. I'm trying so hard not to get mad, y'all. Anyways, because one thing about it, if I'm a cheat, yeah, I'm gonna be upfront and honest. Like anyways, that was a freaking lie that was told about me. And apparently he's been telling all this to his mother. The same one who has no plumbing, who beats on him, hit him with her car, whatever the case was. No plumbing, big back, said she would fuck me, told me I was the best thing that ever happened to him. You know, typical mom shit. So now she's got it in her head. According to Whiskey, who else want to say his name? Mater's been telling his mother all this kind of stuff too, and day one, I guess, like she was just kind of like telling her whole life story, and then how I'm such a bad person. And she's like, oh, I'm gonna file for grandparents' rights. I mean, you could try. For sure. For sure, you can try. You can try. Y'all barely have a pot to piss in. Cause I was real quiet. I was real nice. I made sure, cause I know how she get when it came to Mater. I made sure that he spoke to her every day, or at least tried to speak to her every day. I made sure that he was patient and kind with her. I made sure that when she wanted to speak to him, or that, you know, before the day is up, you need to at least text her something. I made sure of that. But I'm such a bad person. Then she goes on to say, oh gosh, she had so many lies. Jesus Christ. She said she gave me $1,000 for a Friendsgiving. I ain't never get no $1,000. I never get $1,000. Now she did get, you know, like some nice plates and some mugs and stuff. But if you got $1,000, you gave that to Mater, and Mater fucked off with it. Cause I didn't. And what makes you think, realistically, what makes you think somebody like me needs your money anyways? Your son needed your money. Granted, every time I would tell him, like, you gotta find somebody, whatever, I always had money. Always. But I'm not gonna finance you. You need to grow up. You need to start making your own money. Grow up. I would play so poor. I would play so poor. I don't know how we're gonna do this. We gotta do. Whole time I got a couple grand sitting. I didn't need you, bro. Like, that was one thing about it. I did not need you, bro. I was literally, I was moving a certain way to see if he would even, like, grow up just a little bit, and he didn't. So yeah, now there's this rhetoric going around that I cheated. She told Whiskey that Mater only talked to somebody. Mater only talked to somebody, but I actually slept with somebody. So when Mater just talked to somebody, I flipped out and kicked him out. Now you know that's not true, lady. Come on. Come on. In fact, you begged me to take him back. And I was pregnant, so who the hell am I cheating with? That's one thing. And I have never, the fact that rhetoric is going around, that's why I'm just like, I do nothing but take care of my children, go to work, pay my bills, and I let him have everything that I bought him that was way too expensive for him to ever keep. And that's how you moving? That's how you talking about me? That Dodge Charger you be driving into, that's me, mama. So why you talking shit? Why are you talking shit? I don't do nothing but mind my business. You think I'm sitting here trying to figure out when you gonna call? No. No. There's a story going around that when I go on deployment, my daughter is going over there. No. No. My daughter has enough support over here. She does not need to go over there where y'all got fleas, lice, and everything not nice. No. No. And I've seen your work, mama. You don't do a good job. Made her slow as molasses. And the other one, I'm not even gonna talk about her. Because if you see this, you already know. And I've been so quiet. I've been so nice about every little thing. But I'm such the bad guy. And y'all are doing nothing but spreading lies. And I'm even quiet on social media about this stuff. So it's like, girl, some nerve you got. And you're just like regurgitating lies that were told and you weren't even fact checked. So I'm telling all of this to Whiskey, and Whiskey is like, Mater even lied about why he got out of the Marine Corps. First, the lie was, oh, I'm active duty. I was active duty. I got out on suicidal ideations. He told two people two different things. He told Whiskey and Whiskey's best guy friend two different things. He told Whiskey he got out of the Marine Corps for suicidal ideations, and I think he told Whiskey's best friend that he got out of the Marine Corps for insubordination. Neither of which were true. Mind you, this was all supposedly active duty. Neither of which was true. He got out because he couldn't keep up with weight requirements and couldn't pass his PRT. Why are you sitting here telling these people these lies? When it's not even a bad, like, you'd be like, oh, I just really couldn't exercise the way they wanted me to. You thought suicidal ideations was a better excuse than just say you couldn't work out the same way anymore? Are you kidding me? Are you dense or just well, the whole family slept. So I'm telling her all of this stuff, right? And her best friend, Whiskey's best friend, ends up joining this FaceTime call. This is all a FaceTime call. She called me right after work. So she's like, regurgitate all this again. Like, tell him again, whatever. So I tell him all that. And he's like, oh, no, I knew all this. Like, we knew it was like something was off. And then they shed light on more things, like he doesn't shower. Apparently he took off his shirt one time and the best friend like walked in like, the fuck smells like shit. Like no, I had to teach Mater how to bathe, and I guess it does not apply anymore. So I don't even know why you think I'm about to allow my pretty princess over there and you can't even bathe yourself properly. I know you can't bathe my princess properly. No. So that was happening. He doesn't brush his teeth. He's got a dead tooth. All that kind of stuff. Just nasty. Just nasty. So yeah, it's just stuff like that. And then like just constantly being caught in white and like white lies and everything. And it's just like whatever, right? So as we're all on this FaceTime call, Mater pulls up to her house, texting her, calling her, knocking on the door, you know, like, you know. So she's in the bathroom like doing her hair stuff. She's like, oh no, I'm not answering until Bestie get here, which was, you know, her best friend. She's like, nah, I'm not answering until Bestie get here, like da 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 da, right? Because she was about to read him for filth. Like she was about to go off on him. Like I'm gonna just show you a snippet of what my little screen recording got. But she was going crazy. Ignore what she got on. But you can like see my face and like she was going off, bonnet and off, going off, right? I just had to get that because I'm like, I'm gonna need this for later purposes. You can't hear the sound or anything, but so I'm probably gonna delete it, but I kept it for this just in case. So Bestie gets there. She tells him, look, go in there, go watch the kids. I'm gonna go handle this real quick, right? Bestie though, he stays on the phone with me and he props his phone up so I can hear and see. You seen the angle, so I can hear and see everything that's going on because I think it's like a screen door. Mind you, she stays where I used to stay at. Like she stays maybe a couple apartments down from where I used to live at in Virginia. So I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like not all this happening and I know where everything is and shit. So she gets there and she starts going off. She's like, You're a fucking liar. All you do is fucking lie. I keep catching you in these lies. Why the fuck would you go around and tell these lies about that girl? You got everybody talking ill will on her. You got your mother brainwashed about her. You doing all this and the third, and you're not taking care of your child. You're not doing this and the other. You don't talk to her. She's not keeping you from her child. Pause too. Mater's mom was saying that I blocked her and shit, but like I said, I was friends. I sent her proof. I am friends with both of this woman's Facebook accounts. How are you blocked? Especially when you have Messenger. That doesn't make any sense. So she's like, both you and your mom, like da 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 da. She's like, oh my god. And then she goes crazy. She's like, I'm not trying to laugh, but she's like, you're nothing but white trash. Your dick is this fucking little, and you have the fucking nerve. I'm like, well, if the shoe fits, lace that bitch up and wear them. So all of this was taking place or whatever, and you know, normally if somebody's yelling at you, accusing you of things that you did not do or whatever, you would, you know, cut in, try and defend yourself. That man stood there, said nothing. Did not move a muscle, face was turning red, did not move a single muscle. Because why would you lie about any of this? And especially the whole, I don't let you see your child. And you know that's not the case. When you've done every little thing to try and go behind my back to do some wild stuff when I've been nothing but kind and considerate for you. That's what you do. Now you have your mother out here thinking that I'm this terrible person when I didn't literally nothing to you except kick you out of my home. Because you absolutely deserved it. No, I'm not going to have sympathy for somebody that I've had to have sympathy with over and over and over and over again. Why would I do that? I can't even actually do the bare minimum. Make it make sense. You can't wash dishes correctly. You can't sweep correctly. You can't clean correctly. You can't do anything right. And you know what's crazy? She said that. She literally said that. So it's just like I'm not the only one here. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. Like, so after all of that, because I just kept going, that's what's been taking place. This happened 3 days ago. So after all of that, I've kept in contact with Whiskey and Whiskey's bestie and all. And it was all, she was like, you know, at first she was like, don't let him know that I texted you or anything like that. And I didn't. But I feel like what transpired, I can tell this story a little bit because it's not a lie. And that's one thing I'm not going to do up here. So I'm not even gonna lie. I wasn't even disappointed in Mater. I was disappointed in Mater's mom. Because like, how can you sit there and believe that when I actually didn't do shit to you? You know your son is a cheater. He cheated on me when I was like 7-8 months pregnant. And then for you to say, oh, all he did was just talk to somebody. Girl, no, that man used my money to send to other people to get nudes. Like, what? And then on top of that, you talking about he was just talking to somebody. How would you feel if your boyfriend was just talking to somebody? You would probably still take him back, actually. Knowing how little self-respect y'all have. Y'all would probably take him back. So, not surprised. Not surprised at all. Mind you, too, Whiskey was yelling at him, talking about son. She said, that's why your mom still beats on you. She doesn't like you. She doesn't want you around. I'm just like she was going crazy. And I told her, I was like, you're probably his karma for everything that he's done and continues to do to me. Because I don't retaliate. I just don't. See what happens when you don't retaliate? Like, you live a good life. Your bills are my bills are paid.
When I pay my bills are paid.
No, but it's like, you know, when you're not retaliating, stuff doesn't bother you that much no more. Your bills are still paid. You have a roof over your head. You're thriving. Like, y'all, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm glowing. Like, the relationship I'm in now and all that kind of stuff. Like, I'm not worried about any of this. I'm not. Excuse me. I'm not. So, my next course of actions, is when I got divorced, I was able to put my daughter's her birth father on her birth certificate. We're not gonna do that. No, in fact, my daughter has his last name and it will be changed expeditiously, because how dare you? And you don't even call to check up on her. You don't see her. You don't talk about her. You don't do anything. You're just a shitty dad. Sorry, and I shouldn't have to teach you how to be one. Yeah, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna get her name changed, and I'm going to file for full parental rights. Look, I'm done being nice. I have been super nice up until this point, and now that I know how big, like the magnitude of the situation, oh, you're cooked. You're done. Whole time I was waiting for him to text me, say something, but she was real smart. She was like, everybody been telling me this, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, because at this point I am everybody. But what's good is that, like, finally, like, somebody understands, like, when I talk about this person, not saying I talk about him often, but when I say, nah, he's not there for her, it's not even a dig, and I'm not trying to make him out to be something he's not. He's just not there right now. He's not there. And I don't go into the lies. I don't go into details anymore, because I realize he puts on such a good front that it'd be hard to tell. But people who are close to me know me too. Like, my son's father had to deal with him. My current boyfriend now knew him 2 years ago. Like, and now this girl who's actually actively dating him, or not, well, they're not dating, but you know, who's around him, even she's like, no, like, what the fuck is he good for? And actually, nothing. I wouldn't even let that man put his mouth on me, considering the fucking halitosis that would be coming out of his goddamn breath. I'm good. So yeah, y'all, I won't try to make this too long, because I'm really nervous about the way it's kind of gloomy outside. So I'm like real close to the window. I got my light on. Like, I'm trying to bring as much light in here. But y'all, that was it. That was it. And there's probably gonna be more to come. I'm gonna let y'all know how this whole process is gonna go, as far as my next steps moving forward. But I am so done with being nice. I'm very done being nice. I can't do it anymore. And if you're already gonna call me a bitch, I'm not saying he did, but if you're gonna paint me out to be some kind of bitch, I'm gonna give you a reason to call me a bitch. I'm gonna give you something to talk about. Absolutely. Because, like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? And you literally had it cushiony. And then the whole thing about this whole, he was saying something about communicate with me. You're not doing that to me. I have nothing to say to you. There is nothing that, when it pertains to our daughter, that's the only time I need to talk to you. I have nothing else to say to you besides pay the shit that you owe me for the car. But after that, I really have nothing. So yeah, y'all, if I have anything else to say, it'll be at the end of the video in a voice memo, and we're gonna keep it rolling. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching. I assume you guys are probably gonna want maybe like actually, I'm gonna do it anyways, but what all transpired in that relationship was a lot went down. This story time wasn't supposed to take place. It wasn't supposed to happen until much later, and that's just like the treating part of it. But this was big enough for me to be like, no. And I have really bad memories. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get it out while I can. And it is what it is after that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you guys liked the video, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow the socials, and share the video too. Because period. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.